The man woke up one morning, only to be horrified to find the world in complete chaos. When he stepped out onto the balcony, he saw someone jumping to their death, and a helicopter spiraling out of control, crashing straight into a high-rise building. As he stood there in shock, a wave of terrified screams rose from below. He rushed over to see what was going on. People were running for their lives in the street, but his girlfriend was just standing there, frozen. He was about to call out to her, when she suddenly lunged at an elderly man, and began biting him savagely. The man was stunned, and in a panic, he retreated back into the apartment. Just then, his neighbor barged in, telling him something terrible had happened outside. His wife had gone berserk and attacked him, clutching his bleeding wound. The neighbor ran into the bathroom. The man, on high alert, grabbed a fruit knife for protection. Then the TV news broke in with an emergency broadcast. A deadly virus had swept through the city. The infected would bleed from their eyes and even eat people. Anyone scratched or bitten by an infected person would turn as well. At that moment, the neighbor came back out. The man looked at him in horror, but the neighbor quickly assured him he hadn't been infected, though his bloodshot, reddening eyes told another story. Realizing the neighbor hadn't fully turned yet, the man forced him out at knife point and locked the door tight. Moments later, he heard the man's agonized screams outside. Looking through the peephole, he saw two infected tearing his neighbor apart. Shaken, he collapsed to the floor. The outside world was completely overrun, which meant he was now trapped inside his home. He grabbed his phone to call his family, but the calls wouldn't go through. To avoid attracting the zombies, he pushed the refrigerator against the door and sealed the windows with newspapers. Even so, he could still hear occasional knocks at the door. He stayed silent, hardly daring to breathe, but the worst happened anyway. A zombie crawled in through the ventilation duct.